King everlasting, creator of the heavens and the earth and the sea and all that in them is. The great, the almighty Elohim of our forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaiqab. We just come to you now, Abba Yah, giving you all praise, honor, and esteem, and just thanking you, Todah Rabah Abba, for this day, Todah Rabah Abba, for this life, Todah Rabah Abba, for blessing and keeping us always, and having mercy and love and grace upon us. As we go into your set apart language study, Abba Yah, we just ask that you bless us with your Ruach HaKodesh, that we can be led in the truth, Abba Yah, and that we can reconnect with our set apart culture and come back to you, Abba Yah, through the language, through the Ruach of the language, Abba Yah, through the Ruach of our culture. We just thank you, Abba Yah, for this opportunity. We thank you, Abba Yah, for this platform. And in all things, Abba Yah, Tov and Ra, good and bad, every situation, we say Todah Rabah Abba. Hallelujah, hallelujah, amen. All right, Mishpachah, let me pull up my screen here. As we said last week when we were going through the reading and the vocabulary and all that, vocabulary wasn't all that bad, difficult, but when we started going through the reading, we were having problems, difficulties with the shiwas, the rules with the shiwas and the dagesh. All right. So we're just going to review that a little bit today. I'm just going to go back through it. And if you have any questions, just let me know. All right. This is a review. And for those that are new coming into the language, welcome. We've already covered the alphabet. We've already covered the Nakud vowel pointing system. We went through sentence structure, and we went through recognizing the prefixes, the suffixes, and the roots. So if you want to be a part of the language study, you can either get with me to get caught up or Adon Kanakya, but we have it on the website. What you're looking at now is on our website, truelightbyathya.net. Go to lessons, and then under Hebrew Academy, and you can find, this is our primary textbook, which is the first Hebrew primer, and you'll find that in the I think it's intermediate, the intermediate student. All right, and then you can start with the alphabet if you don't know it, and then you can go through the Nakud, the vowel point systems, and then, like I said, if you got questions, you can contact myself or Adon Kanakya, and we'll try and kind of fast track you, get you up to speed. But pretty much everybody now that's been here a month or two, couple of months, some has been here a lot longer. And we just kind of, every time we get like 2 or 3 new people, we kind of started over. And that was just handicapping those that have been here since the beginning. So we're not gonna keep going back when we get a couple of new people. What we'll do, like I said, is try and fast track you if you're dedicated and you want to be part of the language study. So once again, welcome if this is your first time here, and you'll see how we kind of go through. It's kind of laid back as a class, but it is serious, and we go through this syllabus. All right. So like I said last week, we needed to go back over the Shiva. And you know, up here it says Shiva, and that's just the dialect, whether you pronounce that as a wa or a va, and they're pronouncing it as a va. So they're saying the shiva, odd vowels, and the dagesh. All right. We typically say Shiva. That's what I use, Shiva. But when I say Shiva, just know I'm talking about the Shiva, if that's what you know. All right. And it reads that the Shiva, these are the vowels you have already learned, right? We've already learned those, the Qamats, the Yod, the Holamwa, and then Sharuk, right? And we know what they sound like. So what we're getting into now is the last vowel is called the Shiva or Shiva, and it's written like this. Now that dotted circle right there, we already know that that represents any consonant. It represents any consonant. And so the Shiva is sometimes silent and sometimes pronounced with a short slurred sound like the E in stupefy. Sounds like the E in stupefy. All right. The Shiva at the beginning of a word, and this is where the rules, we kind of got a little twisted up on the rules. A Shiva at the beginning of a Hebrew word is always pronounced with the short slurred sound, right? And so their example here is maroon, maroon, not maroon, but maroon, all right? And then here is lagoon, not lagoon, all right? Lagoon. It's always, if it's at the beginning of a word, it is always vocal, and it's always the short eh, as in stupefy. Let me reiterate that. The Shiva at the beginning of a Hebrew word is always vocal or pronounced with the short slurred sound. The E as in stupefy. Once again, maroon, not maroon, maroon, lagoon. All right. So here's a couple more examples. These are the Shivas at the beginning of Hebrew words. All right. I just wanted to look and make sure they were Hebrew words. All right. And so they got Kali, Kli, Naum, Naum, not Naum, Naum. Katab or Katav, more accurately in this syllabus, that would be Katav. Shema, Shema, not Shama, Shema. McCall, McCall. Ma'od, Ma'od. Salak, Salak. All right. You see where it's at the beginning of the Hebrew word, and it is always vocal with the short E. All right. Now, the Shiva at the end of a word, a Shiva at the end of a word is always a silent vowel, and it is not pronounced at all. You've already seen this under the final form of the letter Kaf, right? That would just be k, k, not k, k, right? It's not pronounced at all. So it doesn't really, well, that's their rule, but when you get into the, you'll see it when we read it, it does have that little breath at the end, malach, malech, all right? But they're saying here that it's silent. It's not pronounced at all. That's the rule in this syllabus, right? If it's at the end, and we know that's always at the end if it's in the final form, right? And so their example here is shot, not shut, Shot. It's shot. But if you pay attention, it does have just a breathy in, and they call that a plosive. It's plosive. That's the term they use, as plosive. It's not really vocal, it's just plosive because the form of the word. Shot, shot. And you have bak, bak. That final form, kaf, is a plosive. You feel the air in the back of your throat. Bak, bak. All right. And it says, read the following line out loud. And so, who do I got here that can read that out loud? All right, I'll just take a volunteer now because I can't remember who all was in the room. Somebody, I can see it if you raise your hand. Just raise your hand and I'll give you the floor. But based on the rules, just, all right. Hallelujah. Ima Shoshana, floor is yours.
The first one is lock.
Khan.
At.
Khan.
Rock.
What's that? Did you drop off?
I'm here.
Okay. I'll help you out.
That's her.
Go ahead.
A check.
There we go. Now, how does that sound?
Chara.
All right. It's more of a. Say that again.
Charak.
It's more of a ka as in bak.
Okay. Karak.
Right. Karak.
Karak.
Karak. Right. All right. And we'll get into that dot a little bit later. For now, don't worry about that dot. It's not a dagesh, but don't worry too much about that now. All right. But you pronounced it right.
Okay.
Karak. Next.
Lock. A lock.
All right. More of a. There you go. A lake.
A lock.
A lake.
A lake.
There you go.
Mark.
All right. It's got a foot.
Right. Oh, matak.
Say that again.
Matak.
All right. Now remember, at the end of a word,
Matak.
the she was always what?
Matak.
Mat.
Mat.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make it more than what it is. Direct.
All right. We heard that today, didn't we?
Yes.
Good.
And Arek.
That's a final form what?
Final form cuff.
So say it again.
A cuff. A
Nope.
cuff.
Nope. Remember, if it's at the end of a word, it's always silent. They're putting that shiwa in there with that final form cough. There you go. Can everybody see that, the rule? Good job, Ima. Told me, oh, good job. Can everybody see that rule? When we got a shiwa, even inside this final form cough, right? At the end of a word, it's always silent. At the beginning of a word, it's always vocal. And anytime it's vocal, anytime that the shiwa is vocal, it's always that short E. All right. Anytime a shiwa is vocal, it's always breathy short. All right. At the beginning, it's vocal. At the end, it's not vocal at all, but it is a plosive. You get that breath, that chopped breath at the back of your throat, which makes it what they call a plosive. So they say it's not pronounced at all, But as you can see, lach, there is a plosive in the back of your throat that comes out, all right? But they consider that not vocal at all, all right? Any questions? Tob job, Ima, Toda Rabah. All right, now we're getting into the shiwa in the middle of a word, right? In the middle of a word, all right? And we'll, if they don't cover it, well, we'll go into it a little bit more definitive than in the middle of a word. I think that's pretty vague. But a shiwa, when a shiwa appears alone in the middle of a word, it usually falls at the end of a syllable. There we go. It usually falls at the end of a syllable and is not pronounced. And their examples here is meat loaf, meat loaf. This is the end of, let me grab a pen. All right, so what they're saying is this in the middle of a word, and we see at the end of a syllable, that ends the syllable right there. Meat loaf, meat loaf, not meat to loaf, meat loaf, not meat to loaf, meat loaf. All right. So somebody else open up your mic and then give me the syllable breakdown of this next one, where my pointer is. Okay.
That one is.
All right. Raise your hand so I can see who's trying to do it. I can see a hand raised. I just can't see who's in the room. I thought I heard a Koti Shaquan. You could take it, a Koti Shaquan.
I think somebody else was doing it, but that one is carpool.
All right. So where's the first syllable?
The the cough in the fresh.
Okay.
In between. Oh no, that's not what you're asking, huh? Where you?
That's what I asked you. What is the
okay.
first syllable?
So that would be the cough, right?
No. Okay, so remember to read the rule, right? When a shiwa appears alone in the middle of a word, it usually falls at the end of a syllable and is not pronounced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And remember what syllables are, right? It's the chunking of a word, and we got open syllables and closed syllables. Y'all remember that rule, right?
Yeah, so it's consonant, vowel, consonant.
Right. So if the shiwa appears in the middle of a word and it usually falls at the end of a syllable, where is the syllable in this word? Where's the first syllable in this word?
The first syllable, consonant. It will be the car.
All right. And what is that?
That's the shiwa.
There we go. Is it a silent shiwa or vocal shiwa?
That will be a silent shiwa.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
So I tell you what, let me erase that so you can see it. Come on, erase, erase, erase. There we go. All right. Carpool. All right. Now, why is that not sleek? Just a minute. All right, we'll move on. So who's next? I need a volunteer to syllabize this word. Based on the rule, where would the first syllable be? Come on, y'all act like y'all scared again. It's us, we're family. Is everybody tired?
Okay, I can go. Or you can, okay,
Who's that?
I can wait.
Who's that?
Your bot.
Okay. You sound a little different. You sound a little bit different. Okay, go ahead.
Marsha has her hand up.
All right. Cote Marshall?
It would fall after the con.
Right there?
Yes.
All right, so pronounce that word by its syllable.
Concave.
All right, good job, good job. I know you can see it over there, but I want you to be able to actually sound out the word. Con, not kana, con, cave. All right, good job, everybody. And I know it sounds very elementary, but we struggle with these Shiwas, so I want to make sure y'all got these Shiwas down. All right, good job, good job. So now we know a Shiwa at the beginning of a word is what?
It's short.
Vocal.
It's vocal.
Vocal.
Con.
Short E.
All right, con. How do I get rid of this? I want my pointer back. All right, good. All right, so a Shiwa at the beginning of a word is always vocal, right? And if it's always vocal, it's always going to sound like what? Anybody?
The rush sound.
Y'all said rush?
Now,
Con. Give me an example. All right, so let's look at it again. Let's look at it again. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. If a Shiwa is at the beginning of a word, it's always vocal and it always will sound like the E in stupefy, right? Lagoon, 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 right? So no matter what that syllable is, I mean that consonant, well, no matter what that consonant is, it's always going to have that eh. So if that was an M, it's going to be megoon, megoon, right? If it was a cough, kagoon, 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 right? And so we come here, we got the maroon, maroon, not maroon, maroon, right? Maroon. So if the Shiwa is at the beginning of a word, always, if we got the Shiwa at the beginning of a word, it's always vocal. And anytime a Shiwa is vocal, it's gonna have the short E sound, eh, eh. All right? So somebody key up and pronounce this word for me. Not Kanakia. I saw you up, Adon Shlomo. You can take that one if you want.
Here.
Can you see? Khan. You had it. I could barely hear you though, but I caught it. Ma'od. Ma'od. Good job. Good job. All right. So now we're gonna move on. The Shiwa at the end of a word. And we can stay right here until we got it. So if you don't have it, make sure you let me know that you don't have it. We can stay right here until everybody is clear on this rule. I don't want to move forward if there's somebody in here, the Talmudim that are I don't want to say dedicated, because everybody in here is pretty much here every Shabbat, but the ones that are learning the language, the ones that are learning the language and not just observing. If you don't understand the rule, let's don't move on until you understand it. We can stay right here until you understand it. All right. Bat Zion, floor is yours. Bati, my bad.
Well, when we read, because I get the beginning and the middle, but I think with I have an issue with is like the double Shiwa. Like
All right,
which
we haven't
one?
got there yet.
Oh,
We're
okay.
getting
All
there.
right.
We're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there. We're gonna get there today too. We're not gonna bypass it. Well, I mean, we ain't gonna stay here till 8 or 9 o'clock, but you know what I mean. We're gonna stay here until we got it. It's right now for y'all that are reading. It is critical that you understand these Shiwas as far as pronunciation. Coach Tisha, floor is yours.
Shalom. So with the middle Shiwa, that's why I have issues with, because when I go through like I think it's on the website where they say a Shiwa is vocalized after the long vowel sound or silent after the short vowel sound. So does that apply still even when it's in the middle, or that is just null and void? Okay, hold on.
We're gonna get to that too. That's in today's review.
Okay, hold on.
That's in today's review. But I do want to make sure that we understand these rules, because we're going to see these Shiwas a lot when we're reading. And then eventually we're going to get to where there's not going to be any Nakuds, and we're just going to remember off of sentence structure and vocabulary words, right? These Nakuds is kind of like, believe it or not, these Nakuds is kind of like training wheels for us that are learning the language. But once we start to get very proficient with the language, you're going to see text that doesn't have any Nakud to it, all right? And then you'll be so conditioned with the rules that you'll look at the words and it'll make sense, whether it should be a ah or whether it should be a Shiwa and the Shiwa is vocal or silent. So that's where we're getting to, but we got to understand these Shiwas. Where y'all are now in your reading, we need to understand these Shiwas. So that's why I don't have a problem staying right here until we're clear on these Shiwas. All right. So we already went over the Shiwa, right? Vocal Shiwa and silent Shiwa. That's basic. We know that there's a vocal Shiwa and we know that there's a silent Shiwa, right? And then we know that anytime a Shiwa shows up at the beginning of a Hebrew word, now you know that there could be 6 words in a sentence, but if every one of those 6 words begin with the Shiwa, those Shiwas are going to be vocal. So don't let that throw you off. I mean, we're looking at one word at a time, right? We're looking at one word at a time, but remember the rule at the beginning of a Hebrew word, at the beginning of a Hebrew word, if the Shiwa begins that Hebrew word, that Shiwa is always going to be vocal, and it's always going to be short eh, that short e, eh. All right. Any questions about a Shiwa showing up at the beginning of a Hebrew word? And we say always, but I think y'all know already that there are exceptions, but we're gonna get the basic down before we worry about the exceptions. We're gonna get the basics down before we worry about the exceptions, all right? I saw your hand, Bati Zion. You got a question?
It was probably an exception, so never mind.
All right. All right. So you can see us, it'll say always and never and all that. That's a general rule, but in Hebrew, especially this modern Hebrew, there are exceptions to just about every rule. All right, but we know to get the basic rule down. We know that there are two types of Shiva: vocal Shiva and silent Shiva. Right? Right now, that's what we need to know. There's two Shiva: vocal Shiva, silent Shiva. And right now we know that a Shiva at the beginning of a word, not a sentence, but right now at the beginning of a word, it is always vocal. And if it's at the beginning of a word or any time a Shiva is vocal, let me check that. But if it's at the beginning of a word, it's always vocal. And that vocal at the beginning of a word is always a short E. Eh, eh. Keli, Keli, not Kali. Kali, Kali. Na'um, na'um, na'um. Right? And I can see, you know, it gets kind of tricky when right here we got Kali. That's a smooth transition, Kali. But now you got Na'um, Na'um, not Noom, Na'um. All right. Now getting down to a Koti Shaquan, where she says in the middle of a word kind of throws her off. They use that middle of a word. And like I said, if you just pay attention to that, the Shiva in the middle of a word, it's kind of vague. But then they do explain it as it usually falls at the end of a syllable, right? And we know open syllable, closed syllable, consonant vowel, and then consonant vowel consonant, right? Open syllable, closed syllable, all right? And what it's saying here, the Shiva in the middle of a word, when a Shiva appears alone in the middle of a word, it usually falls at the end of a syllable. And is not pronounced. So what they're saying is we're not going to say mita, mita. It's meat, meat loaf. Does that make sense? All right, I don't see any. All right, so this Shiva right here, this Shiva, no matter what that consonant was, that Shiva closes that syllable. Meat loaf. If it was consonant, consonant vowel, consonant vowel, I don't want to go that way. But we just remember this rule, that it's saying in the middle, but usually it falls at the end of a syllable. And it is always silent.
Okay. I'm sorry to cut you off here. So we're saying that what I'm understanding is that tav is like a ending sound. Like I guess it's that syllable here that I don't want to say word, but that syllable, and then it's gonna go to the next set of syllable. If I'm understanding right.
Exactly.
Okay. Total.
Exactly. And remember, a syllable, the way syllabizing is what they call chunking a word for ease of pronunciation. You know,
Yeah,
chunking a word. So it's meat, loaf, meatloaf, meatloaf. There's two sounds there, meat and loaf, meatloaf, 2 syllables. This shiwa closes the first syllable. And then the N consonant closes the next syllable. Well, at the end of the word. All right, we'll get there. All right. Any questions? We got the beginning of a word. It's always vocal, always short. At the end of a syllable, it's silent, right? Not pronounced. At the end of a syllable, meat, loaf, syllable, syllable. All right? All right, we're gonna move on. I hope this doesn't confuse, but remember this one right here had a note, right? Had a note. And note 2 is deciding whether a shiwa is vocal or silent when it appears in the middle of a word can be tricky. Here are 2 more rules to help you identify vocal shiwas in the middle of a word, in the middle of words. If the shiwa follows, and that's what we're talking about, long vowels, a, eh, o, u, e. Those are long. It's always vocal. So it says if a shiwa follows that in the middle of a word, if it follows a long vowel, it's vocal. And remember, we went over that sheet with the long vowels. That's on the web page. That's on the web page, right? We went over that sheet with the long vowels and the short vowels and the combination vowels, right? Now, if the shiwa follows a letter other than, and they call this the Beged Kafet. That's just an acronym to remember that these, the Bet, the Gimel, the Dalet, the Kaf, the Pei or Fei, and the Tav, Beged Kafet. So if the shiwa follows a letter other than the Beged Kafet letters that has a dot in it, it is vocal. Now, you can go on your own and see page 2, but we've already been over this, right? And that dot they're talking about is a dagesh. The strong dagesh is a forte. I'm drawing a blank on the silent, on the weak dagesh. Is Morey Samak on? Adon Kanaki, I remember the weak dagesh. You got dagesh forte is the strong one. But anyway, right now, it's not really that important. Just remember that these letters right here, if the shiwa follows the Beged Kafet letters that has a dot in it, it is vocal, right? And that's what it means, that strong dagesh, which is that dot. If we put a dot in there, I think they'll give us a yeah, they'll give us an example. But these are your begeds, and really you just have to remember that. And the acronym is Beged, Beged Kafet. Beged Kafet letters. The Bet or Vet, the Gimel, the Dalet, the Kaf, the Pei or Fei, and the Tav. If they have a dot in them, then the shiwa is always going to be vocal. All right. And then they say, see page 20. This is page 22. So we go up 2 more pages. You can review that on your own, unless we need to review it now. But don't really, you just got to remember these Beged Kafet, the Beged Kafet. All right. What time is it? All right. All right. When two Shivas appear side by side, I think that was Bati Zion. When two Shivas appear side by side in the middle of a word, the first Shiva is silent, and the second is pronounced with a short slurred sound, right? And they got Khan, not Kana, Khan, Sumet, right? Khan, syllable, Khan. The next Shiva is vocal, because it starts another, remember that the other rule was if it starts at a word or it starts the next syllable, the Shiva is vocal, right? So we got Khan, because it ends the syllable, Khan, and then starting a new syllable, it's vocal. Consummate. Consummate. And I'm just trying to remember, I'm trying to see where they get the Sue from. Consummate. Consummate. That's what the vowel points are here, is consummate. And I guess the closest to English would be consummate, but it's consummate. Y'all see that, right?
Con.
Okay.
All right. Syllable, double Shiva, in a syllable, start a new syllable. First Shiva in a double Shiva is always silent. Second Shiva in a double Shiva is vocal. And the easiest way I remember is in the syllable, start a syllable. In the syllable, start a syllable. At the end of a syllable, it's silent. At the beginning of a syllable, inside a word, at the beginning of a syllable, it's vocal. And anytime it's vocal, it's what? Somebody open the mic and tell me, anytime a Shiva is vocal, it's what?
Short E.
Short E, Khan, Toda, Toda. All right. I wish I could see who was online, because some y'all are hiding back there. Y'all are hiding back there. I tell you what, Kanaka, are you on? I think you're on, right? Didn't I see you come in?
Yeah, I'm good.
Call out one of the Talmudim and read this line right here. I can't see who's in there. I know Akoti Marsha, I know Shaquan, I think I heard Talia, I know Shlomo, and that's all I can remember. My Bati Zion. Okay, so just call out somebody that's a regular student that hasn't went yet.
Tyler, did you? I don't think you went yet, did you?
No.
Okay.
So we're gonna read this line right here, based on the rules, right? The double Shiva.
Okay. He. That's he.
Keep going.
Hit cat. Hit cat. Vu.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is why we do the practice, right? We got yeek, right?
Okay.
That
Okay.
Shiva Man, I can't get it to highlight. That Shiwa ends the first syllable, right? And if you
Okay.
don't want to remember the rule that way, it's a double Shiwa. So the double Shiwa, the first Shiwa in a double Shiwa is always silent.
Okay. So it's yik. Is yik.
Mm-hmm.
Tevu.
There you go. There you go. All right. Try the next one.
Kad. Shek.
All right. So say it together.
Kad. Shek.
There we go. Shika.
Sheka. Oh, the A. Yeah. Sheka. The Kad Sheka. Ish. Meru. Hish Meru.
There you go.
Hishmaru.
There you go. There you go. All right. Next one.
Okay. Till. That's till. Till Bish. Okay. Till. Till Bish. Till. Okay.
Say it again. You're right. I think you said it right. I just want to hear it again to make sure.
Till Beshu.
There we go.
Okay. Okay. Rag. Reg. Okay. Rag. Likam.
That second
Rag.
Shiwa. Go ahead.
Okay. So that's a rag. Lekam.
There we go. There we go. Rag Lakim. Good job. Good job. Everybody see that? Anybody got a question on the double Shiwa? Spot Zion?
I saw that. That was good. I understand now.
Okay. All right. So let's try Bat Zion. Let's take line 1 in this one.
Okay. Yeast for 2.
Say that
Tim
again. Say that again.
yeast for 2. Yeast
All
for
right.
2.
There we go.
Okay. Teams ooh. Teams the ooh. The ooh. Eve Teka. Sheave Teka. Sheave Teka.
Sheev what?
Sheave Teka.
There we go.
Tiv Tehu. Tiv Tehu.
There we go. That's not who,
Net
but we'll take that.
Who. Who. Nik Retu.
All right. And be careful with that re.
Okay. Nik Reu. No, Nik Retu.
There we go. All right. Madone, Kanakya, you want to take this line too? I'm pretty sure you got it, but you know, get your practice in.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Tish Maru. Tish Maru.
All right. That second she was vocal,
Maru.
but it's always what?
Like Maru.
Right, short, that short E. So what was
Tish
that?
Maru.
Tish Maru.
Tish Maru. Okay.
There we go.
Mish Pakot. Lek Taka. Lek Take. Hold on. Lek Taka. Yish Mako. Maku, excuse me.
There we go. There we go.
Maku.
All right. Any volunteers? I don't want to put you on the spot, Iman Shoshana, but if you want.
I was gonna try it too.
Take 3, line 3.
Okay, niece, that, coat,
All right, we'll try it. Good job, good job. You broke it down. Now,
meat, katov,
meats,
meats, betok,
there we, the tote.
but I said toke, I think I said toke.
That's a tav, right?
Right,
All right.
oh, mataf, mataf, katav, 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 coat, cut, coat,
There you go.
coat, yes.
Meats per coat.
Meat, katot.
Meats per coat. Good job.
Ni, knees, knees. Did I have it right? Knees,
Knees.
right? Knees. Correct. Karuk.
There we go. Karuk.
Knee karuk.
Knees karuk.
Knees karuk.
There we go.
Neem.
That's right.
Neem. Te. Me set.
Good job.
Me set. Ooh. Me set. Ooh. Me sir. Etu. Me set. Ooh.
That's good. That's good. You got the neem sa'u.
Means me. Say it again.
Neem sa'u.
Means Sue. Oh, means
Right? Because it's like tsitsi.
Z.
So we're gonna put that e at the end of it because that's the second shiva.
Right.
Neem sa'u.
Me Sa'u.
Right.
Sa'u. Okay.
All right. Last one.
Maim.
All right.
Maim.
That's close. Mom.
Mom. The coat.
Good job. Good job.
I got it.
Mom the coat. Good job. Good job. All right.
Hallelujah.
We went over the combination vowels, and the one thing, well, we might as well just go through it because you're going to see it. It really doesn't affect the way we're teaching the reading, but we're gonna do the rule anyway. So these combination vowels. Oh, before I move on, any questions or anybody that didn't get to practice this want to practice? All right, we'll move on. So these combination vowels, remember we went over the combination vowels before, and it does kind of affect, but we're right at this point, we're not holding everybody tight to this rule, but I'm gonna introduce this rule anyway. So some letters, the aleph, the hey, the ayin, and the het are difficult to pronounce with the shiva. In words where these 4 letters have a shiva, a full vowel is added to the shiva to make it easy to sound the syllable, right? And so when the shiva appears next to the vowel patak, sagol, patak, sagol, you'll see what they mean in a minute, right? And so this is the sagol, right? And we know it gets the what sound? The S sound, right? Right. And so they're saying it's as in bed, the E as in bed, And when you see it this way, it's the same here. It's just going to be shortened, hurried. So instead of it being it's just going to be the You got the she with a All right. And when you see this combination, it's the patak with that shiwa. It's going to get that hurried a as in yacht. And really you have to be very particular to catch that in your reading if you don't pronounce it right. It's so, like I said, when we get to reading this and you see this in the text, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between this and this really, unless you're like a professional, like you are a professional. So it's saying that when you see this patak with the shiwa with it, it's the same as that yacht, but it's going to be a little bit more hurried. Yeah. And so instead of saying yacht, we would say yacht, not yacht, but yet. You see, it's hard. You really can't tell that difference, but that's the rule. When you see it, it's just going to be a little bit more rushed than the full patak. And this is the one where we have to pay attention to. And it's the same rule with this one, ed, and it's just going to be a little bit quicker, ed. Does that make sense? And when you see this combination, instead of being the well, it's still going to be the but odd. This is odd. This is odd. Odd. Yes, you see what I'm saying? You can't. You really have to be a linguist really to kind of catch that when we're reading. All right. This is the kind of what throws us off a little bit. And for now, when you read, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So when a shiwa appears next to the vowel kamats, it sounds like the O in low, right? So this is what it would look like, ode. But when that shiwa is introduced, that's that combination, the shiwa with the kamats, it's going to sound like O, ode. Ode as in low, O. All right. And it's going to be a little shortened. Oh, not ode. It would be more like ode, not ode. You see what I'm saying? You can't really tell that difference. I'm gonna let y'all practice this on your own, and then we will go over it again. You got 2 weeks to practice these things, and then we'll go over it again. All right. This is the one you really have to pay the attention to. You get the O sound, not the sound. You get the O sound. All right. When you see that kamats with the shiwa, you get that O sound, not the sound. All right. One more time, and then here, when you see that shiwa in these, it's really just a rush. Instead of saying ed. All right. All right. We already went through the syllables. Yeah, I don't think we need to go through the syllables again. If we do, somebody let me know. And like I said, me and Adon Kanakya, if you shoot us a text or a message in the Telegram, we can try and set up a time to where we can go over something that you're not grasping yet. But it's just going to take practice. And you always got access to this website. As long as the website is up, you got access to this website. Any questions?
Thank you for the Toda for the review.
Load the bar. No problem. That's what that's what we're doing. We're learning. And believe it or not, man, it makes me study also. It makes me study also. And like I told y'all in the beginning, I can read the Hebrew, but I'm not yet speaking Hebrew anywhere near fluent. All right. We're walking through this together. I think I might just be a couple of steps ahead of y'all. That's it. Y'all are moving pretty fast. Let's go to review those vocabulary words. What page is my vocabulary? Vocabulary is on. I think it's on 54. Nope. Give me just a second. I forgot to put in my note what page the vocabulary was on. That far away, 30. All right. All right, we're just going to review these today, and then when we come back from Sukkot, expect a short quiz on them. And it won't be a quiz; it'll be just like the exercise we did last Shabbat. But just remember those the vocabulary words. All right. So these are what you have already. You have remembered, Zaqan. You have ruled or reigned, malach. King, you have melech. And I need to address this. Is Koti Zamiria on? Let me get my pencil here, but I'm gonna put it in here. She reviews it on YouTube. All right. Remember, she was saying, and we let it go because we do say Malak is also a messenger or a king, right? But we know Melech is a king. But here, this Malak is not the same as a angel or a king. So angel, we'll call it angel, and not angel, E-L. That's E-L, not angle. Let me fix that.
I do that sometimes too.
Yeah, when I saw it, I was like, nah, that ain't right. All right. All right, so angel, we got it's almost the same thing, right? So we got the final cough, right, with the Shiva. Let me draw that a little bit longer. And then we got an Aleph in here. Aleph. Anyway, that's an Aleph. And then we got the Mem. Nope, we got a Lamed. Excuse me, y'all, but that's a Lamed, right? And then we got the Mem, right? And if I'm not mistaken, we got a Patak. We got a Shiva. We got a Kamat, a Shiva, and a Patak. And then we got the final Kaf. That is angel, Malak. malak. And we run it together, we say malak. But that's angel or messenger. Let me clean that up. I'm gonna clean that up for y'all. All right. It ain't easy without a stylus. Like I said, I think it's Kamatz, Shiva, Tak, and then the final Kaf. All right, and it's Malak, and we kind of run it together like Malak. So when Akoti Zamiria was saying that Malak is messenger or king, I was like, well, we'll accept that, but this is Malak, the messenger or angel, Malak, where this is ruler or ruled or reign, Malak. And then of course, the one who reigns, who rules is Melech, Melech David. Melech David Malach. All right. Give me my cursor. All right. All right. So we stopped at Melech, right? Then our next was Na'ah, but don't worry about that accent, but that's a hard Na. Na'ah, Na'ah. All right. And then we got we had stood, right?
Cain.
Ahmad, all right. Then we had Shema, and like I said, depending on the dialect, some people will say Shemai. And then we got guarded or kept, Shamar. And then we had word or thing, Dabar. Then we already got that young man. And then we had, I think we went down to the next, nope, we had he. Remember, he is, who is he? Who is he? We had that. And then we went to the next set of vocabulary words. And we had, and that's all the practices that we did last week. And this is the next set that we got last week added to our vocabulary list. We got Jerusalem, from, to, walked or went. We got young, no, walked or went. Now we're going to add, get ready to write. We're going to add young woman, young woman. Who wants to pronounce that based on the rule we just went over?
Na'ara. Na'ora. Na'ara.
Khan. Good, good. So we got young woman. We got daughter. For you more northern people, daughter. I'm just messing with y'all. I'm getting sleepy giddy. We got she. Remember, he. Who is he? He is she. He is she. All right. You'll need a few minutes to finish copying that. Like I said, it's on the website. And I apologize, I didn't get to put that learn Hebrew, biblical Hebrew. That manual is not on the website. And I just haven't had the opportunity to upload it, but it'll be uploaded. All right, any questions? So if y'all been keeping count, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 vocabulary words today. 18 vocabulary words today. Moving right along. And y'all know so many more. Like we went through Derek today and Mishpat. We saw that today, right? All right. I'm gonna stop share for just a second so I can see who's in the room. All right, so I'm gonna have to adjust this list. Give me just a second, Ms. Bakar. Talmudim. All right, so Nathan is not on. Samaria is not on. So we'll go like this. All right, I'm ready. Time for some reading practice. I'm just gonna move everybody up. All right, so we're in Shemot, or Exodus chapter 20. And we're gonna start right at the top. And this, we're gonna stay here for a minute till we get a little bit fluent in the reading, not necessarily understanding it. Not necessarily understanding it, but at least being able to read it. And so you Talmudim, you might get, well, you know, you're going to get called on to do Torah reading as part of our service. All right. So we're going to get a little familiar with this Shemot, and then chapter 20, the first quote unquote 10 words. And we're going to get through all the 10 words. Not tonight. Not tonight. We're gonna get through all the 10 words, and then we're gonna go over it a few more times and a few more times and a few more times until we get kind of like a little bit more fluent in it, or at least start using the rules and breaking the words down by syllable. All right, and then don't be bashful. You probably get called on during one of the services. All right. So this is Shemot, commonly called Exodus, chapter 20. And so we're going to do it like this. 2 verses apiece. And Koti Shaquan, if you start off with verse 1 and 2.
Okay. So Wire the Bear, Elohim, 8, Call, Had, Barim.
All right. We didn't go over the guest, did we? That's all right. Keep going.
So let me pronounce it over then maybe. I usually pronounce it Hada Barim.
That's correct. That's a Dagesh forte. So remember what we said, we double that letter. We double that letter. And if we double that letter, we double the Shiwa. And then the first Shiwa is silent. The second Shiwa is vocal. So that's how you get Ha Debarim out of that.
Hada Barim.
Ha Debarim.
Got you. Halek. Oh no. Halek. Laymore. Halek Laymore. Oh no. Halek.
No,
No. Halek. No.
if that's
Oh,
a
Halek.
if that's a hey, and that's a hey, what you got?
Halek
There you go.
Laymore. Anoki Yahawadah Eloheka Asher Uzetika. No. Huzotika. No, Hosetika. Hosetika. Meretz. Meets Raim.
Say that again.
Meets Raim.
All right. It's more of meets, not meetsa, meets.
Yep. Meets Raim.
My Yim.
Meets Raim. Mebate Abadim.
Khan, Toda Rabah, good job, good job. And when you're reading, like Maurice Mott said, when you're reading in part of the service, we're not going to stop and correct like this. You just keep going. All right.
Okay, no,
Nobody's gonna stop you and correct you. You just keep going.
I like the correction, so it's helping me build. So
Right. Now in the class, I'm gonna correct, but when we are doing a Shabbat service and I call on you to read, we're not gonna stop in the middle of you reading to make a correction. You just keep on going. All right.
Okay.
But in this classroom setting, that's what we're here for, to practice, and then I'll make the corrections as we go along. And Adon Kanakya, you can jump in there too if you see something that I miss. Kanakya is silent, but Kanakya is pretty familiar with this Hebrew language too. I don't know if he's reading it fluently and understanding it fluently, but I know he can read fluently. And I think he's pretty much got the vocabulary down too, especially like in Genesis and this Exodus. So I don't hold back. If I miss something, jump in there, Baba Kashah. All right, Nathan is not here. Zamiri is not here. So Talia, Koti Talia, take 3 and 4.
Lo, Yehi, Leka, Elohim, Hakohim, Akarim, Al Panaya, Lo, Ta se lo tahese leka.
There we go.
Do I say that wrong?
But we'll go back to it, but it's lekha, not leka. Lekha.
Leka, pesho, pesel,
There we go.
we, call, timo, timone, timona,
There we go.
asher, bashamahim, mi mahal. I'm wrong. Mi mahal. Mi
Mi ma-
mahal.
Right. If this is an iron, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And usually it's silent. And in this case,
Okay.
the actual consonant.
Oh, mimal.
There you go. It takes on
Okay.
that
Okay.
laku. All right.
Okay, mimal. Okay, because it's silent. Okay. Wahasher. Baharet. Mi takat. Wahasher. Mahim. Be mahim is wrong. Ba mahim.
There you go.
Mi takat. Laharet.
Dope job. Dope job. All right. This one right here. I think this was you didn't have this set last Shabbat, right? You had a further set. I don't remember who
I
it
had
was.
the beginning.
Okay. And we see that a lot too. Remember what I said, don't get in the habit of Yehi,
Mm-hmm.
right? We kind of see that yod, hey, yod, and automatically we say Yehi, but that's
Yehi.
yeah. Yeah.
He, yeah. Okay. He, yeah. Because I was
Right.
getting nervous on that one. I know you keep saying that. But no.
All right, tough job though. And then lacha, we just gotta, I'm a stickler. And like I'm saying, if we call on you to read in the service, nobody's gonna stop you and correct it. But in this classroom setting, I gotta point out, and it's lacha, not lacha, lacha. No big deal.
Okay. Laka.
Told me of job though. Told me of job. Who I got next? Any questions, Akoti, before I move on?
No, you correct me. So that's great. Thank you.
Con. Told job. 9 and 10, Bati's, no, not 9 and 10. Where we at? 5 and 6. I had you slated for 9 and 10, but we got to move you up to 5 and 6.
Okay. 5 and 6. Okay. Lo tish tak ve lakem walo ta'avdim ta'adim.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wait, okay. Ta'av.
no, remember, where's this starting?
Isn't
You got consonant vowel,
and then that's a syllable, right?
right? So you got
Right. Ta'av. No, am I doing that wrong?
right.
Ta'av.
It's starting another syllable. If it starts a syllable, it's vocal, right?
Ta'av. Ta'avadim. Ta'avadim. Oh wait. Ta'avadim.
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got it.
Ha syllable. A syllable. Starting a new syllable. Badim.
Right. Got it.
Badim.
Okay. For some reason I'm looking at that ayin, and for some reason my mind is saying that's a Shiva. And then okay, got it. Ta'avadim. Toda Rabah. Okay. Ki, Anoki, Yehuah, Eloheka, El. Okay. Excuse me. Kana, Poker. No, Poked. Okay. I'm sorry.
We can wait, no problem.
Okay. Aon.
Mhm.
Okay.
Good job. Good job with that rule.
Okay. Avot, Al, Banim, 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 Banim,
Mhm.
Al Banim, Al Shil Sheen, Ual, Rav Yi,
All right, slow down.
U, Al, Vaal, Rebayim, Rebayim. No?
Nope.
Eim? That's
There we
not
go.
E?
That's an
Oh,
iron.
so that's silent.
Right.
So
It takes on the sound of the vowel.
woman said, put it back. Okay, so Rebayim. And that's one moment. Okay. Lesson I. Lesson A.
There we go.
Lesson A. Whew. Okay. Wa'ose, Kesed,
Mhm.
La ala, La Alafim, La Alafim, La O Ha Ve, Le Ohave, Nava, Le Ohavai.
Those combinations throw you off. Really, this just makes it a long vowel.
Okay. So La O Ava.
Right. And then
Okay.
sometimes in some like if you look up the word if you look up the name Haggai, right, you'll see that patak and yod makes that I.
Okay.
That combination patak, that's how they get Haggai. It's got the gimel with the patak and the yod. So that's how they get the guy, Haggai. So if you say lo habai or lo habe to.
Labai. Okay. AI. Okay. So Lo Havai, Ul Shon, like Ul Shom Ray, meets O Tai, Tay, just kidding. Meets O Tay. No? Ta? Tai?
It's just long, ta.
Ta.
Right. And we'll get into that rule a little bit later. But for now, when you see that combination, patak and yod or kamatz yod, sareh yod, it kind of just makes you say it long. All right.
Toda.
not bad, but we'll get into that rule a little bit later. There's a little rule to that, kind of like the exception to the rule. All right, Tov job. And like I said last Shabbat, I think you're kind of going too fast, and you're kind of missing the vowel, right?
Cain.
I think you're kind of missing the vowel, and you're kind of looking at the consonant. You're kind of ahead of the game, but if you're not used to that combination right there, so eventually you're going to be able to see this, right? You're going to be able to see this and say, I remember that. And you won't even need those vowel points. All right. Our ancestors didn't use vowel points. They just kind of knew the rule. All right. Tov job. And I know you're like triple studying. You got that master's program and all of that. So I get you not being able to focus like you used to on the language. But just spend as much time as you can. You know what I mean? Just spend as much time as you can. It's not bad. Like I said, I think you just need to slow down a little bit more and see the consonant vowel, and then, you know. But
Cain, I agree. Toda.
Last but not least, what was we at? 5 and 6? Kanakya, or don't Kanakya, you can take 7 and 8. Hold up just a second, Slika. Adonizariahu, I see your hand is up. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
Okay, I just wanted to read too.
Okay, I'll get you in there before we close out. Matter of fact, you want to try 2? You're a proficient reader though, right? I think I heard you read.
I'm proficient enough to know, I'm not fluent, but I'm pretty decent in regards to acknowledging the vowel points and reading.
Okay, you want to take 7 or you want to take 8?
I could take either one. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, challenge. It's your call. 7. You can do 7 and 8 if you want.
Okay, and I'll do 7 and 8.
All right.
I need all the practice I can. So.
All right.
Okay. So lo, the sha, et shem.
All right.
Oh, this sa.
There we go.
The sa, et shem. Oh, Lucky, come here. Come here, Bubbles. Come here. I'm the apple. It's okay. Okay. All
You need a minute, Adon, or you want to keep going?
Oh no. She just woke up.
Okay.
Her siblings left her. All right. So et shem. Okay, then we have Yahawadah, Eloheka, Lasai.
You use right.
Oh, Lashai. Wait, no, yeah, Lashai. Wah.
All right, we'll take that. Yeah.
Okay. Ki lo ye not ke Yahawadah et Oser ye Yesai et Shemo there go that word again. Lashawa.
Right. You want to try 8?
Came Zakor et Yom Has Ashab Ashab like Ashabat Hashabat. Le okay. Lekad no Lekad the show. Lekad the show.
There we go. Good job. Good job. And you doubled it. You already I don't know if you know that rule, but that's how you get that. Instead of Lakad show, Lakad the show, because it's got that dagesh there. And one more thing too. Where was I? Where was I at? All right. This is a dagesh too. So and it really doesn't. And in this instant, it didn't really change that. It's still that Lashaw. It's hard to say Lashaw. You know, not bad, not bad. So it looks like you're going to get back to 10 and 11, Adon Kanakya.
Wiyom Hashabi'i Shabbat La Yahweh Eloheka Lo Ta'ase Kal Malaka Ata Ubenka Ubaneka Bineka.
No, you was right the first time, but you said Bob.
Ubinka.
Yeah, you said
Okay.
Bob, but you know.
Okay. Ubinka.
There you go.
Ubiteka. Of the ka. That's a double. Would that be another she? Because it's two she was already. Is that a double?
Yeah, that's a tricky rule.
So that would be three she was.
That's a tricky rule, and I'm not even gonna try and break that down yet. I'm gonna go study that.
Wow. Wa amat ka. Uba Hema Teka.
Good job.
Well, Gerka. Asher. Bisha Areka.
Good job.
Wow.
Finish line. This is the finish line.
Ki Shesheth Yamim Ase Yahweh It.
No, that was my bad. My mouse moved by itself.
Oh, okay. Hashmayim Wa'it Haaretz It Hayam Wa'it Kal Asher Bam Wayanak, excuse me.
There we go.
Bayom Hashe Shabi'i Al Cain Barak Yahweh Et Yom Hashabat Why you Quadashe Ho Who Why you Quad Shay Who
There you go. Good job. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I tried to remember. I was trying to read that. It ain't that easy. So you see what we got to practice. We're gonna practice this because part of the service is to read the Torah in our native tongue. So we're gonna be practicing on this for a while. Adon Shlomo, are you still on? Do you want to take one before we close out?
This is no 20 and 10, right?
I can barely hear you. Can y'all hear him? Or is it me or is it?
Low.
No.
Low.
Yeah, we can barely hear you, Adon.
I had it hooked up to the speaker. That might be why.
Did you say you want to try or you'll pass?
I wanted to try. I'm on the speaker. I'm thinking that's why I'm
That's
so
a whole
hard to
lot
hear.
better.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, that's clear right there.
Oh yeah, I was on the Bluetooth. My bad. All right. That's 20 and 10.
I'm gonna go back up a little. Well, I'll tell you what. You want 10?
Oh, I mean, whatever you want me to read, Zaqan, I got it. Yeah.
I think you're pretty proficient too. I think I heard you read before too. Tell you what, we didn't get 12. You can go ahead and take 12. Take 12 and 13. Well, 13 is easy. Just take 12.
Okay. Let's see. Kabar et abika we'et ameka le emin ya or hold on. Ya erkom. What am I missing? Yeah,
Is it big enough?
Erekom? Is it Erekom?
Yeah. Eri.
Yeah, Erikum. Yeah,
Boom.
Erikum. Gotcha.
Go.
Okay. Hey, yeah, Erikum. Mika. El ha adma asher Yahweh elheka nahen lecha. Oh no, lech. Okay.
Can you see my cursor?
Oh yeah, Natan, or to give. Yeah, Natan. Netan.
That's a holder. That's a holder.
Oh,
right?
Notan. Gotcha.
There
Okay.
you go. There you go.
Notan lech. Toda.
Tob. I do remember you pretty proficient in it. So good job. Tob job. And I know 13, 14 is going to be pretty easy for you. So next, if you're in here, when we come back from Sukkot, I'll start putting you and Azaria who in the rotation. Khan?
Kane, I'd love that, Zaqan, definitely.
All right. Any question before we close out? Tob job, everybody. Tob job. And like I said, I know we were going to start off in Bereshit as a foundation, but we're going to start, we're going to spend some time here in Shemot and get prepared to stand up and read in the congregation as our custom was, all right? As custom is. So we're going to spend a little bit more time here. So y'all got access. I think you do have this in First Hebrew Primer. It's easier on this Bibli for me. The format is easier, but I think it is in First Hebrew Primer. If you don't have, you can go download this Bibli KJV, Hebrew Old Testament and New Testament. It's a PDF. You just Google and you can download the PDF. But this is what I like to use because it's the format is easier than that format that was in First Hebrew Primer. All right. Was Morey Samak in? Let me stop sharing. Any questions before I stop sharing? Khan. Like I said, Tob job. All right. I wanted to see if Morey Samak had anything to ask. Adon Kanakya, anything you want to add before we close out?
Low, other than the fact that everybody's progressing well. Hallelujah.
Con. And like I said, if y'all want some I'm gonna just say tutoring right now. Most of y'all don't need it, but if we got some newcomers that want to get a little bit of extra tutelage in the alphabet and the Nakuds, you can hit me or Adon Kanakia up, and we'll try and set up a time where we can get on and go over it. All right. Any more questions? Going once? Going twice? 3 times? All right, question and answer is closed. When did the Akim want to close us out in Tefillah? Baba Kasha. Toda, Adon Shlomo, Toda.
Load of ours, okay. If we can all just clear our minds and hearts and prepare to approach the Creator, our King. Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, Yahweh, our El and the King of the universe. Thank you so much just for bringing us to HaKippurim, giving us the chance one more time just to atone for all that we've fallen short, all that whatever we had going on, whatever has given us separation from you or our brothers and sisters. We thank you, Yah, for bringing these things to our remembrance, and pray that you have forgiven us. And as we continue to go on into the next year, that again, we will continue to grow in you and grow in love amongst each other. Toda Yah for your Shabbat day today. Toda Yah for the rest that comes with it. And Toda Yah for all the great lessons, everything that came out, the praise, the worship, the hallelujahs, everything that was submitted to you as a righteous offering today, Abba. We just want to just thank you and praise you for giving us the Shabbat day so that we can spend that intimate time with you and to spend that familiar time with each other. Abba Yah Toda for all of those who continue to labor amongst your people, to do all they can to teach, minister, do whatever it is that you have called them to do amongst Israel and amongst the world. We thank you for putting that upon them. And we thank them for actually getting up and doing the job and staying consistent. So Toda Rabba Yahweh. We just want to thank you for our family. We want to thank you for all the love that you've blessed us with. And we also want to remember those who are in trying times right now, and that you use us or whoever that you choose to be lights to those who are in darkness, those who either don't see or those who choose not to see. And then maybe, just maybe, that see us being an image of you, we can, make an effect in someone else's life. So Abba Yah, we just want to thank you for all that you've done, all that you are, and all that you are to us. And we ask that, Yah willing, that we can get back on next week and meet together, do it again. Even we got Sukkot coming up, that, all that are planning on going, we can all make it there safely and just have a Yah-filled time, a Ruach-filled time, and just love each other like the family that we are. So I just want to thank you for everything. And I want to ask you all of this in your most Kodesh name. Baruch atah Yahweh, Baruch Hashem Yahweh, Baruch haba b'shem Yahweh. Blessed are you, Yahweh. Blessed is your name, Yahweh. And blessed is he who comes in your name, Yahweh. Hallelujah. Amen wa amen.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen wa amen. Toda Rabba Adon. Toda Rabba. All right. Talmudim Ibrit, Hebrew students. I'm going to say Haba and Shalom.